Now let me bring you a hot and interesting news from website Toronto. Title is, Can Scarborough Guildwood residents decide which by-election candidate will do the best job for them? Analysis. By Mike Adler, Toronto.com, July 21, 2023, updated 1 hour ago. 12 candidates running in riding Liberals have held since it formed. Dominic Yarullo, a 50-year resident of Scarborough Guildwood's Curran Hall neighborhood, has a Gary Crawford sign, but when Thadsha Navanethan appears at his side door, he accepts one from her. 2. Liberals, Progressive Conservatives, New Democrats. All that's certain for Yarullo in the riding's by-election is the area needs new blood. The city's falling apart, he says, and his heart breaks when he sees people put items back in Giant Tiger as they realize they can't afford them. Whoever I think is going to do the best job is going to get my vote. Harder to say, as the riding's July 27th voting day closes in, is what the best job is. Will having 5 instead of 4 progressive conservative MPPs in Scarborough, a Liberal stronghold a decade ago, bring the area a shower of benefits and a responsive representative? If voters doubt this, which party should they bet on? The Liberals, who've held Scarborough Guildwood since it was formed, but have lost party status, or the New Democrats, who are Ontario's official opposition. This rushed summer by-election happened because former MPP Mitzi Hunter resigned her seat to run for mayor. Andrea Hazel goes door-knocking in the Guild Thursday. Hazel is the provincial candidate trying to hold Scarborough Guildwood for the Liberal Party in a by-election on July 27. Dan Pierce / Metroland. On a leafy Guildwood street, Liberal candidate Andrea Hazel tells homeowner Joanne Steele if she supported Hunter, "You're going to be happy with me." On Steele's porch, the two connect over their mutual ties to Scarborough Health Network and the need to keep Premier Doug Ford from breaking up Ontario's Greenbelt. At Queen's Park, "I can look at Ford in the eyeballs, protect the Greenbelt, and stand against privatization of hospitals," promised Hazel. Later, she said Scarborough's deep issue is rent is out of reach without real rent control. The Scarborough Business Association president said she'll fight to bring it back, so tenants aren't forced to choose between rent and medication or food. Gary Crawford is running for the Progressive Conservatives in the July 27th provincial by-election in Scarborough Guildwood. Mike Adler / Metroland. In Curran Hall, Progressive Conservative candidate Crawford, who hasn't run provincially for the party since 2007, was knocking on supporters' doors, including some Ford had visited personally when canvassing the riding. Tapped to run in Scarborough Guildwood, the Scarborough Southwest councillor and Budget Committee chairperson for John Tory's city government said he couldn't resist the chance to work with a party in power, to be at a table where big decisions affecting the city are made. "There is not another candidate with the breadth of experience I have. And even Scarborough's PC MPPs don't have what he'll bring to Queen's Park," he said. Some of Crawford's constituents object to him running provincially while keeping his council seat. Election rules that forced Hunter to resign don't apply to councillors, and if Crawford wins, Scarborough Southwest would have a by-election to replace him. Crawford said he weighed things out and decided he could for 4 weeks serve his residents while campaigning and attending municipal meetings. While I understand the sentiment behind asking him to resign from council to run provincially, I'm still continuing to do the work, he said. Crawford acknowledged many in Scarborough are suffering, but said building a strong economy, creating space for small business to succeed, will help. Thadsha Navanethan is the new Democratic candidate in the July 27th Scarborough Guildwood by-election. Mike Adler / Metroland. Navanethan, who also canvassed homes in Curran Hall this week, said many constituents were disappointed in Hunter, who failed to deliver for constituents during her years in provincial cabinet. She argued Crawford, a yes-man to Tory on council, won't help residents either. A party insider married to Scarborough Centre School trustee Nathan Shawn, who once ran in Scarborough Guildwood himself, Navanethan said the riding contains wide income disparities, some residents in $20 million mansions, others in crumbling social housing, and Food Bank use only hints at how many are at a breaking point. There's a lot of challenges and we continue to be neglected, she argued. While third in the riding in the 2022 provincial election, New Democrats hope Olivia Chow's mayoral win last month means a by-election victory is possible in 5 Scarborough ridings. Navanethan came to Canada as a refugee in 1991 and grew up in Scarborough-Guildwood, attending St. Margaret's Public School, a place so in need of repairs the Public Board has proposed a rebuild, unsuccessfully, in capital project submissions to the province for 3 years running. In a release, Navanethan said the school repair backlog had reached $270 million in Scarborough-Guildwood alone, and the PCs had turned their backs on local students. Brian McFarlane, past chairperson of the Curran Hall Community Association, said whoever's elected on July 27 must work with the community and be responsive. Like some other residents, McFarlane considers the environment a top issue. He's seeing homeless people in Scarborough, their tents and fires, and his church food bank is serving double the number of families, he said. Tara McMahon lives in the riding and is running for the Greens, but there are 8 other by-election candidates. One is Habiba Desai, an independent with plans for a mixed martial arts school at the vacant former Sir Robert Borden Business and Technical Institute, and a Gujarat Toronto innovation and financial hub at Markham Road and Lawrence Avenue. Not much is being said by candidates, or, seemingly, by potential voters about 2 major transit projects proposed in Scarborough-Guildwood, but decisions during the new MPP's 3-year term may determine whether they are built. The Eglinton East Light Rail Transit line backed by the city, but lacking provincial funds, would skirt the riding on its way from Kennedy Station to Malvern. The province's Metrolinx agency said the project is city-led, but Metrolinx continues to work with our partners at the city as plans advance. The Durham-Scarborough Bus Rapid Transit (BRT) project would harden lanes along Ellesmere Road on its way to Scarborough Town Centre. Metrolinx said studies on the BRT continue, but construction of segments in Ajax and Pickering, which are being municipally delivered, is expected to start this year. That finished the article. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll bring you the very useful and interesting news happening around the world.